was an idea I got after my D&D session. So, I'm running a D&D campaign where I'm the DM, and, well, that's what today's going to be. I'm going to be drawing the characters poorly. That's why we're in MS Paint here. And, hope for the best. Now, this is a map of the world, just so you know. The D&D campaign takes place in here, this kingdom. Let me just give you a general overview. So that's the kingdom. That's a forest that surrounds the kingdom. That's a swamp, and this is the wasteland. The wasteland exists, and that will be explained later in the campaign. You got a couple bridges here. One of them was destroyed by this kingdom. Who knows why, but it's there. This is a giant volcanic area. Very few people have settled here, and most of the buildings here are prisons. Meant to, well, encase people that they really, really don't want out. And then you got the other kingdoms in a nice little meadow with multiple terrains. I don't know. This is not really all that developed. And that's a cave with a dragon in it. With a really large dragon in it. There's other caves with other dragons in it, but they're not as big. If you hear any noises in the back, that's probably my sisters. Anywho, this is not, what we're here. Doopity-doopity. And just like that, it's gone. Alright. Now, for my next plan, we're going to be drawing, probably, let's go with, player number 1. So, player number 1. We're going to go with the name Amy for player 1. It's not their real name, by the way. I did that wrong, but I don't care. So, they are playing an Aarakocra. Not an actual Aarakocra, but yeah, we're just going with Aarakocra for all the stats and stuff. So, let me just drop the character real quick. As I said, I'm really bad at art. Especially MS Paint art. It's MS Paint. I'm not fixing these mistakes. What are you going to do about it? Cry? Go cry if you can't handle me being bad at MS Paint. You deserve to cry. They don't wear shoes. That is a very important character trait. As I said, they're Aarakocra. Now, part of their Aarakocra, they're actually parrot. Their Aarakocra is a parrot-based one. Yeah, and go off the screen. Yay, I did it. I actually have 2 additional wings up here. Art is hard. They're just a little goofy goober. There's our little goofy goober. They got hair. Now, Amy's character so far has kept their name hidden, so, you know, I'll reveal that when it's revealed in the campaign. Just so you know, this is an ongoing campaign, not just one that's just happening now. No, it's ongoing. Anywho, so in the beginning of the campaign, we start off with just a couple. Okay, I'm not fixing it. No color for you. It shows our 2 players. I'll draw the other one. Get out of here, player one. So, this is player one. We're calling them Amy, as I already said. We got player two. We'll call them kitchen utensils. How about that? Or kit. Everybody knows that stands for kitchen utensils, just so you know. Now, Kit is playing a centaur. Kit and his centaur, he actually doesn't originate how most centaurs do. No, he originated from a bunch of mad scientists who wanted to fuse animals and humans. He was able to escape these experiments, but to our knowledge, there's only one other has escaped, and that's his little buddy. We call him Little Guy. We love Little Guy. He is an amazing weapon. This guy, he's a lot more serious than our little goofy goober up there. Give him his hair. And by a lot more serious, I mean, he's still extremely joking, but not nearly to the extent of this one. And now we're going to draw his little guy. We have no knowledge on the little guy, but so he looks just like how you want to imagine him. So look, but he is very little, and he rides on the back of the centaur. Fun fact about Little Guy, there is one knowledge that is non-debatable. What is that, you ask? I'm gonna go click the color red. Is that he's always on fire. And yes, he is always in pain. But hey, it doesn't hurt him for some reason. Who knows why? It does hurt other people, though. So here we have our adventurers. Aren't they just amazing? Now, as they reach the city, they meet... Let me just make this bigger. They meet who we're gonna call the king. It's not on fire. The king is, well, very obviously, the king. He's the king of the city. The kingdom, whatever you want to call it. All I'm gonna say is that his weapon is really big sword. It's that majestic cape blow. He does not have that much of a hunchback. Yeah, no. As far as we know, he's human. Now, the king is touring them around the city. But every resident of the city doesn't seem very happy with the king. Or, well, not with the king, but just in general, they don't seem happy. And as they're being carried, they get separated from the king's group of everybody that arrived on their cart. And they meet a shadowy figure that gives them an address. And they don't say much, but what they do say is this. The king is not to be trusted. We can't tell you it all now, but if you go to that address, and gain our trust, we can very much tell you. Later that night, our two players are debating whether to go. Amy over here is like, yeah, what? No way, no. No. They're totally evil. They're totally not to be trusted. This guy and little guy are like, well, womp womp. You're coming with us. And I'm not even joking. Picks them up and puts them over their shoulder. When they arrive, they meet a woman who says, oh, so you decided to come along after all. Great. And introduces everybody living at this rebellion house. It's her, who is, by the way, has way too big of a head. That's why I never start with heads. Who is Veronica. And one thing you'll learn about Veronica, none of her limbs are connected to her body. She's a half-orc lady, but, she's perfectly normal, other than the fact that none of her limbs are connected to her body. But yeah, she's half-orc. I don't know how to represent half-orc. Perfect. Of course, she's wearing a shirt, so, yeah. Anywho, and she also introduces a little kid. Well, at least who appears to be a little kid. Everybody says that they're 17, just, mentally a little kid. He's a little human, but, that's what he looks like. Look at him. He's so beautiful. But, his, left arm, actually, the arm, right arm, it doesn't matter. It kind of changes. It's actually pure electricity. So, little bit of his backstory. When he was younger, he fell into a time portal. Time portals exist in this universe. They practically they change you to different time periods. He was brought to the modern age. He lived there for a good 7 years and fell into an electrical generator. Due to the magic embodied into everyone during this time period, his arm got blasted off, and instead of it just staying gone, due to the magic embodied within him, he got an electric arm. Very cool. And, oh my god, draw faces on these guys. Anyhow, he's 7, he's full of energy. And one thing you're gonna learn about him is he loves to wear his pretty dresses. How does he get put in these pretty dresses, you ask? Well, he likes it, and the culprit's right over here. Hi, Veronica. I gotta give you hair. I'm gonna get his long hair. Meh. Long hair. Hair is hard to draw. Now, there's one more person in this house. And that is Steve. Steve does not have eyes or a nose. He is merely Steve. All he has is a mouth. Other than that, he seems normal enough. But this one character down here, Amy, they have a sense. I'm not telling you what that sense is yet, but they do. When they approach Steve, it goes off. They sense it. Anyhow, they draw purple eyes on Steve. They aren't real eyes. He can see. The eyes don't have anything to do with it. And well, they go to sleep for the night after being introduced to everyone. In the morning, they wake up to see another person there. This is Rayhan. Where should I draw them? Right here. So Rayhan. So their mission is to, well, there's these gems scattered across the kingdom. Well, not just the kingdoms, the wastelands in general. And the rebellion says that the king cannot obtain these gemstones. So they send our party members with Rayhan to go get them. Why did I make Rayhan so short? Anyhow, Rayhan has a dragon. The dragon's name is Sparkles. And, well, let me just put it the best way I know how. Sparkles acts like a cat. The first gemstone's pretty easy to get. I mean, it's in a cave, and they think a dragon's guarding the cave, but, Sparkles would never. Yeah, it was the cave Sparkles was meant to be guarding, but who could blame a little Sparkles? Anywho, Rayhan specializes in beast magic and illusions, so that's how they were able to do it. Also, they have long hair. I don't know why I drew that like that. They wear a winter attire, even though there's no seasons in the wasteland. One of my players really can't comprehend that fact, by the way. It's the centaur. So yeah, they're wearing winter attire. I'm bad at hair. Anyhow, so they're flying off on Sparkles, going towards, and they go towards the second one, where they see a very large beast. But it's, like, I'm talking large. Like, if you know how big a Turesk is, about as large, each of its hands are as large as a Turesk, and that's just its hands. This thing is massive, and it's underneath the city. Anywho, they see the second gem on its nose. As they approach it, they can tell it's alive, but dormant in a way. One of my players, Amy, by the way, you know Amy, tries to poke it, stab it, all that, to try to wake it up. Nothing happens. So they grab the gem, and right as they're preparing to leave, they grab. Ooh, some of the guards, like workers or something, I don't know, approach. You see, this is when they notice something on the ear of this beast, a glowing crystals. They don't quite know what it's for, but the king himself, they overhear conversation. And they're talking about how the king himself orders more and more to be put on this thing. And they're talking about cycles? What are these cycles? What do you mean one more cycle and it could be awakened? Well, anyway, if this thing's awakened, the entire city gets destroyed, so even not completely knowing what it is yet, they're panicking. and one of them quickly confronts the guards. By confronts, I mean stabs him in the chest. Amy, again, by the way. And the guard quickly dies, but the other, who's a Goliath made out of stone, this guy only learned that after throwing the on-fire baby at him. He's running off to go signal the alarm back at their little vehicle that they came down on. But, I guess I should start drawing him. Sparkles, the dragon, is commanded by Rayhan to, quote-unquote, have a snack. And, well, it's a giant ice dragon. I want you to assume how this what happens afterwards. Anywho, ignoring the murder that just happened, they quickly fly away on Rayhan. He has claws. That is very important that he has claws. And they go to the last one. Where is this last one, you ask? You know how I said that Kit over here has been experimented on? Well, the last gem is where he was experimented on. So it takes them about 2 days to reach there. And along the way, something happens. First off, a pack of double-headed hyenas attack them, but one of them got... So first off, this guy, who has a giant battle axe, probably should mention he's a barbarian. He cuts one of their heads clean off. Remember, they're double-headed, so it's not insta-kill. And other than that, and one of them is, this guy casts an illusion spell to make one of them look like he's being lit on fire. This guy is able to use his battle axe and cut off the other one's head, by the way. Then this guy casts another spell to just command them. I told you he's in beast handling too. To just make them do his will. And, well, he's successful. And, he gets 2 of them to attack the third one. The 2 of them include one that thinks it's on fire, but it's not. And also, another one that was attacking him to attack the other one. The one that thought it was on fire but wasn't. Well, it ain't smart and gets ripped to shreds by the one that they were attacking. And the other one is able to rip it to shreds. I get a lot of nat 20s. Like, it's kind of scary how many nat 20s I got near this section. Anywho, that last one, not sure what his name was. Oh wait, it doesn't have a name, obviously. Anywho, that last hyena actually becomes the pet. I'll draw him after the dragon. And, yeah, they're traveling with him now. Anywho. As they're leaving, and this ain't all that happens. The next day, while they're flying, they encounter one of the experiments. I told you that we're talking about here. Now, this experiment got jealous. He got jealous. Like, real jealous. On how that one got to escape. He never understood that he had a fight to escape, and he just thought that they practically just let him out. Is what he thought. And, well, he's pretty spiteful. Now, if he was another regular old animal like a horse, he wouldn't be too hard to deal with. No. He was mixed with an ice dragon. Not this one. Not this one, but he was mixed with an ice dragon. So, yeah, it was a pretty hard fight, but, you know, a person who's part ice dragon versus a full ice dragon, I mean, not the easiest of fights, but, you know, not the hardest. You know, they get him, and they get there around midday. Now, when they get there, the door's wide open, much different than how he remembers it. He had a fight to get out that door. And when they go in, the lights are all out. All the cell doors are open. He's panicking. O3? Or, sorry, O2? Ooh, sorry. So this guy over here, he's O1. I'm not sure what O he is, but O2 is a dude who's burning on fire. Like, you think he's burning on fire? No, it's practically just this guy, much bigger and much hotter fire. Like, it's blue. I said I was gonna draw the dog. Anywho, so they're scared, but they don't encounter him. Need I say who 3 is? So 3 is O3. He's another one that was mixed with an ice dragon, but this one's better. Unlike the other one, he actually was always hoping for him to come back, and when he did, he was ecstatic. He's like, but his voice, it was weak, unnaturally weak. As he says, "Crystal, run," as they notice something on his back. The crystal that they came for. It's right there. And, well, our little friend here, he's not having a good time. Quickly, his eyes turn yellow. But before much happens, this guy throws a little guy on his back. A little guy with 3 17s in a row rips it out of his back and pretty much plays hot potato with it. But that's besides the point. And now, I actually don't know how O3 looks, so I can't draw him. I have to ask the character. This guy. How O3 looks. Anywho, with that, O3 joins the party, and they fly. But then, they meet someone on their way back. Someone looking for the lamp, for the gem. The gems, by the way, can't be destroyed, but there's very little known about them. Anywho, this guy, he's wearing a fedora. And he's a hellspawn. And he seems powerful. Like, extremely powerful. You know what he does? When he sees them, he halts them and makes a giant force field around them. They have small battles, and, well, let's just say a dragon and a person who's very close to a dragon, they can knock out most of his convoy. But they're able to bluff that the gem was destroyed. O3 shattered it to a billion pieces. Meanwhile, this guy's hiding it in his jacket, like, yep, of course, obviously. This guy believes them as they go away. And he has a notebook. And they go back into looking for his thing. And yeah, that's a trench coat, by the way. And as they why do I even try? As they attempt, keyword attempt, anyhow, as they go back to the kingdom, no problem. And, I'll make an episode 2 for what happens after that. We're gonna finish up our drawing real quick, because apparently this just doesn't want to fill. I say that because, well, I said it's ongoing. It's not finished yet, and honestly, where our cliffhanger leaves off is not very enjoyable, so I'm just not even gonna bother. Nice. And, well, they make it back to their Rebellion House. More in episode 2. More!